Hello lurkers and non-lurkers. It's almost about time to start. But before we do, we need the tools for the job. We need a place where we can create our websites, be it one of the website builders, text editors, or integrated development environments, or IDE. The following explanation will be expanded in the next set of videos, since it will be covering various different styles that reach the same outcome. I will create the example websites that I have in mind to teach the mechanics of all the platforms that I can. Cause seriously, I can't do the same thing on 50 different platforms and not go crazy. Transitioning from, for example, from one online website builder to another won't really change much since they basically have the same interface. In whichever direction you choose to create your site, I will be explaining the interface of each tool and also expanding your knowledge in coding. Yes, you will learn how to code in any situation. You can't escape the coding overlords. Now, let's talk about text editors and IDEs. Text editors, just as the name implies, are, well, text editors. They can open up large sums of file types and can change the values of these files in plain text. If you don't want to install programs in your system, then the native text editor is more than enough for your start in hypertext markup language, or HTML. Installing third-party software can benefit you in the long run, as you'll be able to familiarize yourself with keyboard commands and a host of other time-saving scripts. On the other end of the spectrum, we have IDEs, integrated development environments. They can be a heavy-duty software that can add a lot of functionality to your self-taught coding adventure. They are, basically, the same as the text editor, but adds an I to it. The integrated part is what's important here. The IDE makes use of an interface that displays all files which you might be working on. Although some text editors do this as well, these add the benefit of also debuggers and development tools which won't be readily available when you first install a text editor. Basically, what this means, it brings all the stuff you might want or might not need when you first install them. They do tend to be heavier with that bulk, but you will have debugging tools pre-installed with them. Whichever one you choose to install, I'll be adding videos on a few preferred text editors and IDEs, and help you configure them for HTML execution. You can choose any other program which I might not cover, but their basic functionality will be the same. At least in the side of coding, you won't have to worry since all coding will work as long as it's written correctly and not missing any of its parts. I haven't forgotten the site builders. Sites like Wix or Squarespace have the same basic layout, which lets you add and remove things from a menu. I will be creating separate videos for each one explaining their interface, so no need to worry about that. Translating the code which I will be writing won't be much of a hassle, and the most benefit you will get from these are not much coding, pre-made and mostly easy to use. It has their own downside, but mostly they appear when you want to make something complex. Not to worry, since I'll cover their little quirks when the time arrives. Finally, the moment has arrived. Let's talk turkey. HTML is but one of the many programming languages out there that mesh together when creating a website. We also got CSS, SQL, Ruby, JavaScript, jQuery, Less, Sass, C++, ASP, Python, Shell, Perl, C#. I think you get the picture. Some are more complex than others. Undeterred, we will rise to the occasion and come out as coding masters. We won't cover all at once, since that will confuse you. We will go with the ones that suit us and expand on each with detailed instructions so that you choose which one to continue developing on your own time. These past two videos are just an introduction to what is to come, but it needs to be addressed. It's important for you to know what you are getting into. Hopefully, you're ready to get started, so I won't delay any longer. The next video, we will code and set up your site. Alrighty then. Take care now. Bye-bye then.